Happy Valentine's Day, everybody. Good afternoon, good morning, good evening, wherever you have joined us from. And a big love and hug from Team Sharan. Okay, so my name is Reena Rupani. I'm part of the Sharan team. Welcome to our wonderful session today. But before I start, I just want to ask you there are two aspects of love: loving others and loving yourself. So, what does it mean by loving others? What do we mean by loving others? Respect, wonderful. Acceptance, care, beautiful. Be sensitive. Buy stuff, of course. Listening, understanding, supporting through health, lovely. Just be there, so beautiful. Let me tell you the definition of loving others. It's called L, let, O, others, we voluntarily evolve. Let others voluntarily evolve is when you're giving love to others. If you can do that, that's true love in its sense. And some of you are already kind of doing that. And the second aspect is loving yourself. Now, why are we having that? Why are we having that today? Because loving ourselves is extremely key to health. And that's what our presenter did. She loved herself. Please allow me to introduce Jayashree Kannan. Jayashree Kannan is a very special lady because she decided to love herself and heal herself. She was actually diagnosed with ovarian cancer, and she went through the routine because that's what doctors tell us. So she went through the chemotherapy, she did all what was supposed to be done as per the doctors, and then she got fine. But after 9 months, she got a relapse. And that's when she realized that, hello, this is not working. I need to work on myself in a different way. And imagine you decide not to listen to your doctor who's telling you to do chemotherapy all over again, but decide to take an alternative path because you decide that I rather die but not go through that cycle again. And she actually did that. And loving herself was one great part of her healing. And that is why she's the right person to talk to us today about loving yourself. So, without much ado, I would like to invite Jayashree to enlighten us more on how can you love yourself and then in another way heal yourself as well. Over to you, Jayashree. Thank you.
A warm welcome to all of you this morning. So, I didn't realize when I started loving myself that I will, after so many years, be in front of an audience and talk about loving yourself. So, as Reena said, I was rock bottom and my cancer relapsed, and I had no clue what to do. So, before I start all this, let's understand why we need to love ourselves. Anybody can tell why we need to love ourselves? So that we love others, Dolly said, yes. So to live healthy life, yes. So we really need to love ourselves to love others more. It's so important. And when you look back, we know about ourselves everything from the time we are born till we die. We know we are with ourselves the maximum time, isn't it? Yes, everything we know about ourselves from the time like we began to understand things, and we remember everything and we know everything. It's not that everybody knows everything about ourselves, but we know everything about ourselves, and we are the closest to ourselves. So when we do not know our own selves, how much are we going to know others? Yes. So it's so important to love ourselves. So with that, so when I started off, I didn't know anything about myself. I can frankly tell you now, after so many years, that I didn't know how to love myself. And when I was really rock bottom, one of my friends visited me and she gave me this book to read. The book is not like what it was now. It had no cover, it had no name, it had nothing. And she said, this book might help you. You please read it. And that's when I started reading the book. And I didn't even know who the author was. And I read the book and I got so much from that book. And that's what I'm going to share to you. What are the things which I understood by reading the book from cover to cover within 2 hours with tears flowing from my eyes? I read the book and the takeaway was so much, so immense. And that's what I'll share with you all today. The simple 12 ways to love yourself. It's so simple, but it is so profound and so difficult when you really start doing it. So it as simple as it sounds, it's as difficult to do it when you really start doing it. 12 ways to love yourself. I understood from that book, The Power Within You. So, who was the author of the book? Was Louis Hay. This was a person I learned later. I read about the book, went through it, Google search, and found out that this person has written so many books, and she talks about healing yourself, and she talks about only love, and she lives what she preaches. And so it was so easy to connect with her, being a psychologist, counselor. I have worked with people for so many years, 18 years, and this was something so different and I could connect to it. So, what is the first thing I learned from the book was stop all criticism. So, this was the first thing, first philosophy of Louise Hay, where she says, stop all criticism. Now, when we talk about stop all criticism, what do we mean? Just think how we criticize ourselves in a day, every day. What do you do to criticize yourself? Yes. When somebody is right, what do you do to criticize yourself? What do you tell to yourself every day? Most of the times, not all the time, but sometimes. Do we all criticize ourselves? We look at ourselves in the mirror, we say we don't look good, we are not successful in our career, or we have everything. And it is, and also what we do is we also criticize others, isn't it? We criticize others also. So how, and when you look back, how long have been doing this? How long we have been doing this? We've been doing it for quite some time. Yes, we blame others, ignore the shortcomings. Yes. And how long we have been doing it? And has it has helped? What does it do to us? And it has not helped us in any way, but we have learned to do it. Somewhere we picked it up from our young age, we have picked it up and we have learned to do it, and we keep doing it even without realizing it. And yes, we keep doing it without realizing it. So in Louise Hay's work, the foundation is to love yourself. So it is love and approve of yourself. This is the first thing she says. So let's all probably tell that affirmations. I love and approve of myself just the way I am. You all can have a journal and a pen and you can write. It really helps to write all these affirmations down. I love and approve of myself just the way I am. And that means you stop all the criticism. And the more you stop criticizing yourself, the more you love yourself and you're able to love others. Because what, as Louise says, what you see in others is somewhere there within you. And when you criticize somebody, you're strengthening that within yourself. The same way when you praise others and when you talk positive about others and you don't criticize others and be positive with others, you're strengthening that quality within yourself. So that's what happens to you when you stop criticizing yourself. And it is not that it becomes easy. As you become aware of it, once you start doing it consciously, we stop criticizing and we become aware of it. And when we become aware, we can immediately change that phrase into a positive affirmation by saying, I love and approve of myself. And if you're not able to do it, you can say, I'm willing. So that when you're willing to do it, the unconscious will help you, the divine will help you, and it will happen. So that willingness helps it. So it is just as willing. So you're all game for it. You'll commit yourself that you will say that I am willing to love myself. I'm willing to approve myself initially, and slowly you can go on telling that I love and approve of myself. Yes, so that's what we need to do. So, so it stop all criticism. So what happens when you're going to say I'm not good enough? It's not going to help you. And criticism, as I said, will never change a thing. Refuse to criticize yourself. Yes. And accept yourself exactly as you are. When you do that, everything changes. Everybody changes. You also change in that process. And if you and when you criticize yourself, you are going into the negative space. So your changes also are in the negative way. So nobody is perfect. So what you can tell yourself, I love and approve of myself. You can use the mirror. I'll talk to you later about that. So when you approve of yourself, your changes are positive. So I love and approve of myself may be a simple affirmation, but it is so profound. The more you do it, the more you will connect to all those negatives within yourself, and you can convert them into positives. Yes, you got it. The first one. So let's go to the next one. The next one is even more powerful. It's called forgiving yourself. So, whom do we blame the most? Whom do we find difficult to forgive? Huh? So, we find it so difficult to forgive ourselves and, of course, others. And what happens is we feel so ashamed. When we look back of the things we have done, the harsh words we have told people, and then we beat ourselves up, and we are not able to forgive ourselves. So forgiveness, according to Louis, says starts first with self before you start forgiving others. So how much ever you don't forgive yourself and you tell others, I forgive you, do you feel good? How do you feel when you do that? You don't feel good. You sometimes feel as if I have been let down, you're not feeling good. So it's so important to forgive first yourself. So, so I'll just ask you to just close your eyes now for a minute and think of one thing that you need to forgive yourself right now. Are you willing to do it now? If you're not willing to do it, you can always say, yes, I'm willing to do. I'll try. Yes, how do you feel? Are you feeling good? Are you finding it difficult? Just become aware how you felt while trying to forgive. Yes. So when you're willing to forgive, actually it happens. You don't have to find it. The universe decides and something happens and the forgiveness happens. So we only need to be in the space of willing to forgive yourself, which is so important. And what happens is when you forgive yourself, there is so much of healing happen at the physical, mental, and emotional and spiritual level. There's so much of healing happens, and that's how you recover from illnesses. And Louise herself healed of her cancer by doing a lot of forgiveness. When you forgive, actually you are opening up to a new world, opening up for so much um, uh, goodness to come within yourself, and you're opening up for so much of love. Yes, so forgiveness really helps. It's a doorway for love, and it is difficult, but we can always say willing, because when sometimes we feel we are condoning that person who's abused or who have ill treated or troubled us or been very bad, but it is not that. You're just moving away from that resentment and anger and giving yourself permission for being in that space of forgiveness and having and letting go of that burden which you're carrying yourself. So forgiving yourself becomes a very important uh, way to love yourself. So, so I just want you to close your eyes for a minute, all of you. And as you breathe in and breathe out, connect to your breath, take deep breaths, and just place that hand in your heart. And as you place your hand in your heart, feel your heart beat and tell yourself, I am willing to forgive myself. I was doing the best I could at that time, and I'm willing to forgive myself. If you are finding it difficult, you can say, I'm willing to forgive myself. So you're giving that permission to take your time to forgive yourself. Yes? Slowly come back and open your eyes. How did you feel by doing that? Yes, so forgiving is a very important thing. So the next one is what? What is the next? So that's the second one. So important to forgive yourself. we always say, Arey, how can I forgive? But the past doesn't change, but your future really changes. So let go of the past. You did the best you could at that time with the understanding and awareness and the knowledge you had at that time. As we did a little meditation, we knew about that. And forgive yourself and others. What happens when you do that? You you open yourself, growing and changing. Yes, and you live a life differently. The moment you are willing to forgive, your life changes. So we have to do it. It is one of heal your life. I mean, it's one of Louise's philosophy. But when we start doing it slowly, slowly, we can get into that space of loving yourself and others and see that life changing within you and around you. Yes. So the next one is, the third one is watch your thoughts. Yes. Our thoughts are so important, isn't? All the time we are thinking, all the time our thoughts are non-stop. And what kind of thoughts we have? If you pay your attention to your thoughts, sometimes your thoughts are so scary. We scare ourselves so much. Yes. And then, like now, this COVID was happening. Even if you heard somebody, your neighbor having COVID, what happened to us? We got so scared. We thought we are also going to get COVID. And then we started sanitizing our house, hand, everywhere for no reason, for no rhyme or reason. It's full of chemicals. And without even realizing, if we sanitize, we're opening our body for more germs. Yes, you agree with me? So we need to understand how we think, how much we scare ourselves with our thoughts. So research has shown that, that when you watch news, actually you get into a space of feeling low and depressed because there are so many negative informations which is being shared in the news. So let's not share ourselves with our negative thoughts, and let's have an affirmation saying that I am safe in every environment. So when we are having those negative thoughts and thoughts which scare us, let's change it and tell to ourselves, I am safe in every environment. I am safe. I am protected. I am guided. So when you have these affirmations to change our thoughts, actually we start feeling much better. Yes. So we need to understand how we think. So let's not scare. Let's commit ourselves, take a commitment that we will not scare ourselves with thoughts. And normally people say, I have heard so many of my clients saying, I don't fall asleep and I have so many of these thoughts coming in my head. Now, when you have so many thoughts, how can you sleep? You can't, because your body is secreting all those stress hormones. So we can have peaceful and nice thoughts so that we will actually fall asleep. Uh, and that's so important. So we'll not terrorize ourselves with those thoughts. So when we have these terrorized thoughts, especially when we lie in bed, we are not going to sleep. We are going to feel very fearful and dreadful. So Louise always had a mental image to change, and she had these lovely roses, uh, and it gives you immediate pleasure. So we can always have in our workshops, we have people changing their mental images through whatever they like flowers, roses, mountains, nature. Like I have mental image of my meditations which I've attended and which have been beautiful. So the moment you have scary thoughts, you can change. You feel much better. You have scary thoughts and change it to a pleasure thought. So it's very important. So that is our fourth philosophy of Louise. Yes, so all with me in that. So let's have, whenever we have a scary thought, what is the affirmation we'll use? I am safe in every environment. Uh, I am guided and protected. So those are the affirmations we can do. Have all these affirmations and it really helps. Yes. So what is the next one? Be gentle and kind with yourself and patient. So it's really important. They say, no, when I look in the mirror or when I do affirmations, I don't feel it. And then you give it up. No, you must be very gentle and kind and patient, because you're not going to learn anything when you are very impatient and not kind to yourself. You're teaching a young child something. You're not going to scold that child. You're going to be very patient and teach the child the activity, what you're teaching. So you need to be really patient with your own self. Treat yourself very lovingly like a little child. And whenever you don't follow what you're doing and you feel upset with your criticism or those troubled thoughts or the emotions which you don't want to show, you can always um, uh, change the affirmations. You can always say, I love yourself. You can always forgive yourself and give your permission and the choice to allow yourself to do that, but become aware the next time when you again do it. Yes, can we be gentle and kind with us, ourselves, and be patient? Yes. And whenever you're doing little of it, tell yourself little things, what you'll do for yourself every day to be patient and kind. Make a list and keep. The next day you increase it and increase it. Do it slow by slow. So slowly you will get the hang of it. Yes, you're getting it. So you may need to love yourself. Be gentle with yourself. Be kind to yourself. Be patient with yourself. These are the new ways of thinking you're doing. So treat yourself as you would. So when you love somebody, you are so nice to them. So same way you needed to do it to yourself. Yes. So what's the next one? Be kind to your mind. This is so important. Yes, when we learn new things, we get so angry with ourselves and we don't want to uh, forgive ourselves. So don't let the thoughts trouble you. Like Louis says, change your thought and change your life. But we struggle sometimes to change these thoughts. And we feel so miserable that I keep thinking the same way and I'm not getting it. How many of us tell that? Because these negative thoughts happen to us, not we have done it. There's a process to it and we have managed to get into that space. So you need to give yourself time to be move from that space. So don't hate yourself for doing that. Hmm? Yes. So not, and what you can tell yourself when you have those negative thoughts, I easily choose thoughts to nourish me. So can you all close your eyes and tell yourself, I easily choose thoughts to nourish me. About 3, 4 times, I easily choose thoughts to nourish me. Yes. So what happens is when you keep doing that, your subconscious mind and your conscious mind helps you to move from that space. So the more you do it, next time when you think of a thought which is not, which is negative, immediately you become aware. Your unconscious mind brings it up, and you are able to flip the thought. So it is a very important affirmation to tell that I easily choose thoughts to nourish me, and say it many times. Yes, I love and approve of myself. I am willing to love myself. I am willing to nourish myself with thoughts. And another thing which you can always do is you have cards which you can keep for yourself. Like I have all these card decks which I have, which I keep it everywhere. There are different things written in this card. Like today I just take this card. It says every day I am more available to myself, relationship and life. So they are very beautiful cards which you will get in the shops. In fact, if we have a workshop, I always give my participants these cards, and they are very beautiful. So initially you might find it difficult to write, so you can always get these cards. It's all available on Amazon, and keep it all over the house. So as you go from one room to another, you can pick up a card and you can read, I lovingly approve all of mine who I am. So then you feel so good. Yes, it's a very nice way, and you can change the way you think, because it is something which we have learned to think for so many years, and sometimes we are not able to find do it very easily. So these card decks really help. So you can take it and do. So when I started my journey on changing my thoughts, I had cards everywhere, in my bag, in my purse, in every room in my house. And when I feel low, when I feel upset, I'll pick up a card. I start the day by picking up a card. And then you are so, and you keep affirming those affirmations for the whole day. So you really can change. So it is a work in progress. You need to work on yourself to move from that space. Yes, all getting it? So now, so let's go to the next one. So be kind to your mind is so important. Yes. So don't 1 minute. So don't hate yourself when you think about things, as I told you. Yes, self-hatred is only hating your own thoughts. So love yourself. It's so important. It's there on Amazon. Normally in our workshops, we have it on the workshop and we sell it to our participants, all our Heal Your Life cards. But now it's available on Amazon. So always when you change, gently change the thought. So you have a scary thought, gently change it into a thought which is pleasurable and happy. And you can do this only when you are aware of it and when you practice it every day. So your unconscious mind and your conscious mind helps you to make the change. It's not that once you do it and you don't forget and you don't do it. So it is work in progress. Writing affirmations, telling affirmations, and doing it is something which you need to do consciously and make it a practice. Yes. So the mirror work. Now there's a mirror work is a very important thing of Louise Hay. Yes. She stresses so much on mirror work. Mirror work is something. How many of us do mirror work here? Let me ask that. I'm sure so many of you must be doing mirror work. Yes. So mirror work is something which you can do. So you must always, you can have a nice little mirror for my participants in my workshop. I really give this little heart-shaped mirror. It's really cute. You can buy any kind of mirror. So when you look into the mirror, what do you do? Let me teach you how to do it. When you look into the mirror, look into your eyes, look through your eyes, look beyond your eyes, look at the person beyond that eyes. And as you keep doing that, you will love yourself more and more. So mirror work is very powerful to do. Yes, I get so emotional when I talk about mirror work because when I saw the mirror for the first time, like the way Louise Hay says, look deep into your eyes, look beyond your eyes, I had tears in my eyes. So many times when you look at your mirror like that first time, you will feel emotional. Why? Because there are so many parts of yourself which you have not connected, you have just ignored, you have kept them away, and you just don't want to connect, you don't want to look into them, and suddenly this mirror is there in front of you and you're doing nothing but looking into your eyes and allowing yourself to look deeper within yourself. You connect to those parts, and that is when you really connect to all those different parts of yours, and then you become aware of what you're holding on, and then you're able to let go, you're able to forgive, and then the loving really happens. So when you look at the mirror, you will really smile and say, wow, I love you. So what will you all do? If you all have a mirror or take your phone or whatever you have, look at yourself in the mirror and tell yourself, I really love you. And use your name. It's so nice to use your name in the mirror. Otherwise, what you do, we always hear other people calling our name. So it's nice to hear yourself calling your own name and telling yourself, I really love you. Yes, and have that love when you're doing it. So mirror work is really a powerful exercise to do it. Yes, as Louis says, look into your own eyes when you're doing mirror work. Yes, and that is becomes very powerful. Like I remember in my 21-day detox, which I did recently, we use mirror in all the exercises we do. So it's so important. You will really start loving that wonderful, magnificent being you are, and you really don't need anybody else to love you. So do your loving, all your affirmations in front of the mirror. Okay. Yes, so mirror, doing it in the mirror is so powerful. It gives that growing sense of love you have for yourself. So the more you look at the mirror becomes your friend. And when you talk, you really love that part of yourself which you didn't love or which you didn't connect to. And that love for yourself actually grows so much. So we in Sharon will be having this 21-day detox, just like we have the 3-way raw detox to detox your physical body. We'll have this detox to clean our mental and then feel good about ourselves. Yes. So, and you can talk to in the mirror everything. You can, have forgive people in the mirror. You can talk to your parents, because many times we feel so much of injustice done by close relatives, not some far relative. So you can always go, because each one is in their own space doing what they are doing the best for us. So even our parents would have done the best for us, but we as children would have not understood, and we would have understood it differently, and we'll be having grievances. So it is nice to talk to yourself in the mirror, to your parents, forgive them. And more you do that, you actually connect to yourself more and start loving yourself more. Yes. So at least once in a day, you must look at your mirror and tell, I really love you. Yes. So remember this picture. Just praise yourself. Now it's so important to praise ourselves. We have never been praised much when we were young. In fact, when we were young and we were like people would tell us, don't praise yourself so much. Don't show off. This is enough. You are not great. How many of us have heard that when we were young? You all heard it, isn't it? So then what happens is, when we really do something also, we don't praise ourselves. We just say, no, no, nothing. We didn't do great. No, no, everything. And then we don't praise ourselves. So, but Louise says in our philosophy, you need to praise yourself. The more you praise yourself, you feel actually very good. Little things that you got up in the morning, you drank your smoothie, you did your little exercise, you did your yoga, you read the book. So it might be so many little things. You told your affirmation, you did your mirror work, you didn't criticize yourself. There are so many things which we can remember, and you can praise yourself. So it's so important to praise yourself. It builds your self-esteem, it builds your self-confidence. Just like how criticism brings down your self-esteem and your self-confidence and you feel low, praise does the opposite. So it's so important to praise yourself. And what happens is, when you praise even others, you're strengthening that in yourself. So many times we don't praise others. Why we don't praise others? Because somewhere we feel jealous, isn't it? We feel, array, what is it? He's showing off. But no, you need to praise others also, because the more you praise others, you're strengthening that within yourself. Like Course in Miracles says, what you see in others is there in you. Yes, Course in Miracles is a wonderful book by Louise Hay, which I have read. I keep reading it often. It's a nice book. It's a daily work you can do, and it is really a wonderful book. And it talks about how that when you, whatever you see in others, you see in yourself, the good and the bad. So if you are going to praise somebody for whatever they did good, it is there in you. Somewhere you connect to that. So important to praise ourselves. As I said, criticism breaks our spirit, whereas praising really helps you. And do it in front of the mirror. The mirror becomes your best friend and a very powerful tool. Yes. And then praise builds you up. And praise always as much as you can. Yes. And tell yourself how well you're doing, even with little things, as I told you. Yes. The next one is support yourself. Yes. That's so important. How many of us love to go and help people? We love that we might do even much more than going and asking for support. Yes, we don't ask for support. Why? Because we have so much of resistance, so much of reluctance, so much of resistance. So let's say Louise says, the more you support, ask for support, you're helping the other person to help you, and in that both of us both grow. So when I came across this particular thing, I realized that I never asked for help. And I felt that if I had known all this when I was a teenager, my life would have been so different. And I would have been so blessed, I felt. But I never asked for support. How will somebody give me support when I never asked for it? I asked for it when I was probably in my deathbed. And then Louise came to me in a form of a book, and then there was no looking back. Everything came for me as if, I myself was wondering, how is it all this coming? All what I learned, all my things which I did, everything just came by, because that is when I really understood from where I am operating and what space I have created for myself to get this illness. And then I started letting go of stuff. And so support is so important. You are helping each and every individual when you support and ask for support. Yes. So you find ways to support yourself. So you can read books, you can ask people for support, you can support your own self by meditation and reading books, doing mirror work, doing affirmations, and all those help you. And you can also take help. Supposing you are in a space where you need help, you can seek professional help. You can go and ask for help, and you can attend. Of course, now we have lots of Heal Your Life workshops you can attend, and you can really help yourself. And and reach out for help, either friends or support group is the best thing. Like, I remember I was a part of a support group when I was unwell and going through my cancer, and it really helped because you felt that there were other people going through the same thing, feeling the same thing as what you're feeling, and it really helps. Yes, so don't. And it's okay to be vulnerable, it's okay to ask for help. So many times when I've attended workshops, I've come back feeling miserable, because you come back connecting to so many parts of yourself. No, no, becoming aware of so many parts which you have not connected, and then connecting to those parts by working on your emotions, thoughts, affirmations, letting go. You really need the support of people. Yes, so we are actually very strong. Like, I would say that how many of you are there? 94 of you are actually strong to be here and understand how to love yourself. So you must actually praise yourself. Let's pat your back that we are doing it. Even I pat my back that after so many years of working on myself, I'm able to share this. Yes. So it's so important to do that. And the next one is what? The ninth one. Loving all your negatives. This is my best one. I really struggled so much with this. Being loving to all your negatives. Yes, it is easy to love all your positives and your good things. And what do we project? Only that for the outside world to see. And we keep all these negatives within ourselves nicely hid. And these negatives are the triggers. These negatives are the ones which bring all those illnesses for you. So even connecting to those negatives are so painful. But then we need to connect to it. The more we connect and accept those negatives of yours, you bring about those healings, and you connect to all those different parts of yours, and you are available for yourself whole and complete, and you love yourself. Then loving yourself, affirmations, all the mirror work, all the visualization which we are doing for transformation, or even the meditation makes actually sense. Yeah? So we need to connect to it. If you are bad, you are bad. Accept it, and from that space you can grow. Like, I remember in one of the first Heal Your Life workshops I attended, my mentor said that that I can never connect to you because of your smile, and that put me on my thinking cap. I said, what is it that I have to work on myself? And each time I'll do mirror work, I will become aware of this smile of myself, which I had just pasted on myself and not felt one bit inside, because it was a way for me to cover up all the feelings which I was not feeling good from my young age. The young age, it helped me to smile it off and then feel good about myself. But it was not helping me as I grew older in life. And I, like, the smiling not to cry, not to show my vulnerability, smiling not to show my sadness. And it was not helping. And when I really started connecting to all the parts of myself, and now when I smile, I really smile from within. I'm not having that pasted smile. I really have that love. So many times what I notice, your negatives can become your positives after you work on it. Because what happens is you have the nature to help people, nature to connect. So you're doing it because you have doing it to cover yourself from something. And you have created it for yourself to protect yourself. But when you realize you don't need it to protect yourself and you're dropping off that coat from yourself, this habit remains with you. So you use it for positives. So it is so beautiful. So when you look at your negatives, look at the positive in that. And once you do that, I'm sure it helps you to move from that space where you are. So be loving to your negatives. So tomorrow, if you look at the mirror and something comes up for you, understand that it is for transformation, it is coming, and look at it in what way you need to do it. Acknowledge that you created it then to fulfill some need of yours, and now I don't need it, so I can let it go. The moment you are able to find that, you will find new ways, positive ways to fulfill those needs. Yes, so you no longer need to smile. So I no longer need to smile when I feel bad. I can tell I am feeling bad. Yes, and I can smile only when I'm really feeling good. Yes, so you have to change the way you think. Same way you think, you will have the same result. So the moment you change, you lovingly release your old negative patterns, things really change for you. Then what happens? Happiness is not something you find, it's something you create. Then you are all the time happy. I don't have to go and do meditation, I don't have to do affirmation, I don't have to do mirror work to find happiness. I will do mirror work, I will do affirmation, I'll read books, I'll write gratitude. Everything I'll do from a space of feeling the happiness. So much of difference, isn't it? Yeah, so you become aware of it. Am I doing all this with happiness? Then please do it. But if you're doing it because you want happiness, then we need to think. And then this is the best thing I got from that book that put me on an immediate transformation. All the physical ailments which I had due to my chemo, due to my all those surgeries, just vanished in 2 days when I understood this. I really didn't know that nutrition plays an important role. And the moment I came to know from Louise, because Louise said that she was eating right from for her blood type. She said I did lot of research and I started getting help from a nutritionist, and I changed my food habits. I started eating food for my blood type. So I said, what is this? I didn't know, and I Google search. And what I came across the Sharon website and Dr. Nandita in a bike. That was so amazing. I don't know whether that video is still there in the website. I said, wow, this is too good to see a person like this. And I spent hours reading things in that Sharon website. I was so sick, but still I said and read it. And I knew this is going to change my life forever. My next meal was a bowl of raw salads, and so much of salads, so much of smoothies I would have had looking at all those recipes in the website. Then I started attending a lot of workshops just to hear Dr. Nandita. I would have just again and again gone because it was something like I'm hero worshipping her. I would love to see her every 2 months attending the same workshop again and again. So much so, one day she told me, there is a training, why don't you join that training and become part of Sharon? I suppose she got sick and tired of seeing me because I knew it all, but still I would go there, I don't know for what, to just to hear her maybe. And that is how I got into Sharon, and I'm a facilitator with Sharon now. So learning about nutrition is so important to get back to health. I cannot stress this more than that. You really need to understand what you're putting into your body. Your food, this is the temple, and you have to put the right fuel into your body, and you need to, and the moment you put the right food, you get into that optimum energy, vitality, everything. Even as being as sick as a cancer patient, in 1 week I started feeling good, and my children kept saying, oh mommy, you're looking better, you're becoming healthier. So that's what happens to you when you start eating food which is nutritious and suitable for you, your intuitive food. So that's what even Louise says, and that's what she did. And she has written lots and lots of books about it. And another thing is learn about exercise. Exercise is so important. I remember when I was sick, I had this job where I used to travel all the time, and I had this 13 agencies to coordinate, and adoption agencies all over Bombay. And I stayed in New Bombay, and there were days when I would have taken all the three lines in Bombay: the Central, the Harbour, and the Western. And we all know how crowded the trains are. I would travel because I had agency one in Nalasopra and another one in Naigaon, and we had station agencies in Dombivli and we had an agency in Colaba. And I would be sick and I'll go to my doctor. She'll say, you went to all these three places, all these areas you roam, and you come to me, you're sick. Nothing is wrong with you. And I had reached a state in my own house, I couldn't climb the steps from my ground floor to the upstairs. I used to pant and I had no clue. And the moment I became aware and I started my treatment, I said, let me learn yoga. And you believe it or not, when I started learning breathing exercise, I would breathe twice and my eyes will close. My body had no energy even to take that oxygen into my lungs, into my body. I was that bad. And when I changed my diet, changed the way I thought, changed the way I felt, and all that work I did, I actually started becoming much, much better. And 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 now I can walk so much. I can do my pranayam. I can do Surya Namaskar. I have so much of energy, and I have climbed the Sigeri Falls in the hill in Sri Lanka, the Tiger Hill in Bhutan, the Vaishno Devi. All this I walked, well, and I used to think, my God, I couldn't climb just a few steps in my house, and now so much I'm able to do. So really be really aware what you put into your stomach, into your system as food. And exercise cannot be stressed. Exercise is so important. You need to move your legs, you need to stretch your muscles, you need to do all the strengthening, because this temple is where we live. Our body is our temple, and we need to cherish this temple. And what way we can cherish this temple is by food, eating right and doing exercises. And that will really keep us healthy. Like Louise lived till 90 years. And after 50 years only, she did all this work. And then she learned ballet, she learned exercise, everything she did. And she has been an inspiration also for me to do all what I am doing. Yes. And the 11th is have fun when you're doing it. There's so much of fun. Do it with joy. That's so important. Because become like childlike. Think of all the things what you didn't do. Remember what you did as children and go back to doing it. Like this COVID lockdown was so beautiful. We could all spend time and do things what we did as children, isn't it? I'm sure many of us did board games, we played things, we enjoyed coloring, we enjoyed crochet, we did knitting, which we have all forgotten when we probably finish schooling, isn't? So when you do all that, you really make that endorphins in your body create. So do it, incorporate it in your life. Like cycling is something I did after a very long time, and I really enjoyed it. Play skipping. You can do so many things. Find new ways to do everything. Play with children, it really helps. If you're living in a big society, we have kids, just being around with kids itself makes you feel so good. Yes. So it is very important to do so many things. We might have forgotten all this. As adults, we can get together also and do all these activities. And it's fun. Like I remember when we went, one of the camps I went with Captain, Madura, and all evening activities were all these things. And I remember the participants telling that, oh, we have never done all this for so many years, and they enjoyed doing it. So it is real fun. Coloring, drawing, can do anything. Choose some activity which you can do and journal it. So when you journal it, you know that you have done it today. And when you go back, you really feel so good. So at the end of the day, have a journal, write what you did, what you ate. So when you do that, you know that you have done something to inspire yourself. And it's so important. And when you feel low, you can go back to your journal and read it. Then you will say, wow, I did this. Let me start doing it. So it really helps. Yes, dancing. I tried dancing. I always thought that I couldn't dance. So I joined a dance class and I tried to dance. Not that I'm so good, but at least I tried. So now I don't think that I cannot dance. I know that I tried and gave up. So it's so nice to do all that. Yes, be childlike, do things like that, because you let yourself express the joy of living. laugh, smile, rejoice. And when you do this, what happens is the universe rejoices with you. You'll find people like that. You'll connect with people like that, like-minded people, and you will be in that company of that fun, laughter, joy, and there's really amazing things happen in that space. Yes. So when are you going to do all this? Loving yourself. When are you going to do it? You're going to do it now. So, what are you going to do now to yourself? Let's all hug ourselves. Yes. You're not going to wait until you get well, lose weight, find a new job, or have a new relationship. You're going to do it now. So let's all doing that, loving ourselves. Let me see everybody switching on their camera and hugging yourself and tell yourself, I love you so much. Yes, that's so beautiful to see everybody doing that. So you will start loving yourself now. Yes, yes. So I've covered all the 12 ways. Let me see. Let me, all of you close your eyes. I'll do a nice affirmation bath for all of you so that we all remember to do our affirmations. Yes, close your eyes, connect to your breath, breathe in, breathe out, and tell yourself, I am loved. I am unique and perfect. I am willing to change. I am supportive. All is well in my world. I trust life. Life is so beautiful. I am safe. I am a precious being of the universe. I am lovable and I am loved. And so be it. Slowly you can open your eyes and come back to the here and now. Yes. How did you feel? Felt good? So affirmation bath is so beautiful. You can do it yourself. Record it and just play it. Close your eyes and just play it. And we do it in our workshops. It's so beautiful. And everybody who goes through the affirmation bath, they say, wow, I went somewhere. I'm feeling so good. And they love to do it. They'll go back and do it with their family. So all of you can do it with your family today. You can all sit down and one person can sit in the middle and all the others can sit in the round and just go on telling affirmations. What happens is your unconscious mind picks it up, and it's such a beautiful experience. So when we do lead workshops, the participants do, and all the participants will say, come, we'll do it for you also. So then we also say, okay, chal, we'll also have affirmation bath. And it's so beautiful. And so all of you remember to do your affirmation bath. So you can get all these resources which I shared with you on a Heal Your Life book, The Power Within You. So you can read all the books, you'll get information. You can attend workshops, you can meet Heal Your Life teachers, coaches, like I am a coach and a teacher, and you can understand this philosophy more and take it further. And of course, at Sharon, we have a Heal Your Life study book reading session, which is happening from 1st of March to 31st March, and you can read it and you can attend that, and that will be experiential. You'll be taken through all these processes which I talked about, and with you'll get 1 month to really love yourself and let go of stuff which you're holding on and actually struggling to let go sometimes. Like for me, I was really struggled when Heal Your Life workshop happened. I said, wow, this is the gift. Of course, I felt sad that I got it very late in my life, but it was okay. But still, I think I got it only when I needed to, and it's really nice. So it's so important to love yourself. So if anybody has got any questions, anything you can ask, and we can help you. Sharon is a wonderful place. Go to the website, you'll get everything, and you can really get back to health. Dr. Nandita has been so generous, and she is a person with so much of love. And I think I feel she loves herself so much to do what she's doing. And I could feel it the first time when I saw her in that bike.
So Sharon is there to support you. Like Jayashree mentioned, we have an amazing website. We have a Facebook page. If you'd like to be added on WhatsApp, we send out details regularly, health tips, recipes, details about our classes. Our YouTube channel is excellent, Sharon India Live. We're going to be uploading this talk on that as well. We do online consultations with doctors, nutritionists. We have cooking classes, which are right now online, workshops, seminars, detox programs, 21-day diabetes reversal programs. So, from all of us at Team Sharon, we wish you lots of love always. And we hope that you can keep saying to yourself, I'm so much in love with you, because we are in love with ourselves. And that's why we are where we are today, healing and getting better and better every single day. So thank you all for attending.